I have been a mentor and advisor to a lot of startups, a lot of incubators, in fact, globally. So if I can say, Anshuman, my Ikigai in life is to make people understand what is hidden in them and make them shine from within. So I have a talent for, I have an eye for spotting talent, which I can proudly say because I'm a people's person. I love interacting with people, understanding what works with them. There is goodness in all of us, and my strength is to tap the goodness.
I love that because my early career started in talent management, and spotting talent is a skill. Uh, it is, and very well you can do it in the first 1 to 2 minutes of interaction. It doesn't take
Yes.
beyond that.
Yes. So, if I could add, Anshuman, we run a global community of entrepreneurs called eCafe, and I have been assigned the task to recruit our city mayors, who are basically ambassadors to spread the key ethos of
Yeah.
eCafe. And I'm very quick in recruiting our city mayors. So I'm often asked these questions by city mayor, why did you choose us in a crowd? So, something like if I'm in a networking event or in a meeting, there are certain people who are either asking more questions or are very curious or have the spark in them. Because, all questions may not be right. But what
Yeah.
you appreciate is curiosity
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
actually a inherent need to shine. Because, I have always, being a student, who was always in teachers' attention. Not that I was sitting on the first bench, but because I was asking a lot of questions in the class.
Hmm.
I was very curious. So,
Right.
teachers knew me by my first name.
Yeah.
And after a networking event, my first question is, do you know my name? If people come to me. So it's like, did you try to grasp the key takeaways?
Hmm.
It was a very
Hmm.
long session. What did you grasp? So,
Yeah.
that gets you going. Something like it's a communication skill. What has been communicated, and what has been recalled. Because
Yeah.
I'm trained in communication skills also. The thing is, we can be verbal, give them lot of knowledge, but do we really check what got assimilated? So, if
Yeah.
I'm recruiting a city mayor to represent the global network of entrepreneurs, I have some very quick questions to ask these people. And
Hmm.
already they have grabbed my attention. And if I have to pick between two of them who have been the best in the lot, being curious, the person who's more curious like a child, because
Yeah.
there's certain people who just say yes to everything. I want to spot and nurture curiosity,
Hmm.
because curiosity is the mother of a sharp brain, getting things done. And I always tell them a joke.
Hmm.
Lazy people invented the wheel because they
Yeah.
hated to walk.
Yeah.
Even if you're lazy, doesn't matter. Your curiosity and innovative thinking out of the box should bring out your creativity. And that's
Yeah.
why I selected you as the ambassador to represent a particular city.
Yeah.
And then that's the beginning of a lifelong connect, because the person also get appreciated, because you could make them appreciate that they could recall what you taught in the session.
Hmm.
So they are
So
curious, they are receptive, and they are creative. So this is how I recruit my city mayors. And
yeah.
of course, they have a social face also. They are
Hmm.
people's person, because we need them to be managing a community of entrepreneurs in a local area. So that's how it adds up.
Right. And in my communication with you, I did ask you about eCafe, and then do you have a LA chapter or not, or what your thought process is on that, and we will touch upon that. I completely agree with you. In my mentorship and Ask Me Anything classes, I tell founders that if you are at a networking event or if you are in a structured pitching event where the room is full with investors and there is a panel discussion, and at the end they allow two or three questions, always line up. At times here in the US, what they will do, they will put two mics on each side of the room and ask people to line up to that question. And I said, Ki, just by doing that, the out of the 100, 200 people in attendance, only four or five will get up. And if you can frame your question in the right way, and
Yes.
if they don't have a structure, two mics on the side, go on the back of the room and raise your hand to ask a question from there. What it will trigger, everybody will turn and look at
Wow. Yes, fully agree. So, people otherwise they'll just come and attend a event and go. Was there any takeaway? Did they get any network? Did they get any connects? Or on the other hand, there'll be people only collecting business cards.
you. Yeah.
So even that's also not a good thing, I would say, because how many of these connects translate? So there are both pros and cons to it. If you are in a networking event, ask question, best way to get attention, and introduce yourself before you ask the question, and make meaningful connections, because losing your focus trying to meet 100 people, I think it's better to connect with speakers or the person sitting next to you, because speakers you have heard,
Mhm.
right? So you know what they're talking about, what could their expertise be, or start a conversation first with the person sitting next to you.
Yeah.
People are randomly exchanging visiting cards. So
Yeah.
I would prefer to store the number on my mobile there and then, rather than getting collecting visiting cards. It's more
Yeah.
sustainable,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you get 10 more seconds. I say I would like to take down your number with your name. So I guess that's more 10 seconds of connect.
Yes. In fact, in my networking one-on-one courses, I always say that when you are in a formal or an informal networking event, meeting with people over drinks or whatever, or after an event during the networking break, a body language will tell you a lot about their personality also, how they have dressed up and the body language. Number one criteria. Number two, don't go and introduce yourself. Don't go and say, I'm Anshuman Sinha, I'm the co-founder of Startup Steroid. Startup Steroid is a deal flow making platform which does matchmaking between founders and investors. Because he will not register that, he or she will not register that quickly. Some of the acronyms or the words that I may use will be completely not non-native to them. But as you said, prior to recording, Sikhaji, we were talking for about 1 hour, right? You didn't know about that, I have my talent agency and, those things. Now, when you told me about that, you are good at spotting talent and you have been trained into that and all, I gave you two examples. So now this is a connect. So I say that, let the person in front of you introduce themselves first so that you can customize your introduction to fit the need,
Yes.
you know, and,
Otherwise, it's
and
like verbal diarrhea. We want to spill everything we want to talk about.
yeah,
Other person may not be
otherwise
receptive.
what. Yeah, so true. Otherwise, what happens that you go, you pitch, and then you find out the person who did you pitch to was the insurance broker. Again, I have nothing bad to say about insurance broker. They are in the market. They need to grow their business. But that was not your intent. You were not at that event to meet with insurance brokers.
Yes.
But if they allow you to, if you allow them to introduce themselves first, and they say that hey, I'm a home seller or a insurance broker or a personal finance advisor, you exactly now know that hey, I'm fully situated. Which company do you work for, and then exit from there and go and intermingle with somebody else. So it will save you time.
Yeah. So, Anshuman, to carry the conversation forward, like I wear a lot of hats. I'm a
Right.
microbiologist, but when I'm with a farmer, when I'm talking about his agriculture produce or how to use IoT of things in his agriculture practices, for me, being a microbiologist is not relevant to him. So,
Hmm.
like we always say, while you're looking for a job search, you should also customize your resume according to where you're applying. So, I think we should not be starting A to Z about whatever we want to talk about. Be crisp, be pertinent, and don't lose your focus because human attention span is very less.
Yeah, less than 6 seconds.
Oh yes, it's something like I tell them how much time do you take on Insta to see the whole
Yeah,
post or the feed or the
hmm,
reel, or you'll quickly pass through. So
yeah,
you have to be that captivating enough so that the person wants to spend more time with you.
yeah. So true, so true. Let's talk about
Right.
eCafe. How did it start? What is the purpose? And what it brings to the table for people who might be interested in such kind of services which is available.
Sure. So, eCafe is a 14-year-old organization, and it has been founded by Dr. Nikhil Agarwal, who is MD at FITT IIT Delhi. I'm part of the leadership team, and there are four of us: Sara, Ayush, Dr. Nikhil, and myself. And I have actually been introduced very recently to it, but because of my acumen to build connects, Dr. Nikhil has assigned me to recruit 100 city mayors by this year. So that
Okay.
is a job I've been aggressively pursuing and spotting talent who can carry our message and ethos forward. Entrepreneurs Cafe, as per Dr. Nikhil's vision, is providing a safe space to entrepreneurs. Because what we
Hmm.
realize is they also need to discuss what doesn't work,
Hmm.
and they should not get intimidated by successful people. So, our concept is buy your own coffee, sit down, network, talk what is required to be successful, talk about your failures also.
Hmm.
So, not repeating the mistakes which others have done can give you better or quicker or faster success.
Hmm.
So, buy your own coffee, and you may not even know that you might be sipping your coffee next to an investor, next to a banker, next to a particular expert who can give you guidance which you would otherwise have gone looked at chat gpt or looked at from unreliable sources. So
Hmm.
these are group of people with no frills attached, with no gatekeepers, who network, laugh, have fun for 1.5 hour and talk about success and failures. And I see a lot of young startup founders who want to be heard,
Hmm.
get time to express their ideas. And I've also seen some very enterprising ones who have been able to sort their queries regarding to registration, regarding to
Hmm.
GST issues, and people have also found co-founders there.
Right.
So it's a very safe space in a fun way to understand how a startup mindset works and to interact with people who have been there for quite some time and to learn from our success and failures.
Mhm.
And we are actively recruiting Anshuman.
No, I'm very intrigued. Send me a little more information about it. I think LA, where I live, needs it. There are some networking groups here, like Tide, one of them. But other than that, network after work is their same concept with coffee. That after your day long job at 5:30 or 6 to 7:30, they do, and then you go. Here there is the pub culture, so all the pubs will announce happy hour and all those things where people
Right,
go. But I like what you just said, that literally a book need to be written about failure founders and their learnings, rather than we learn about Elon Musk, we learn about so many other, when they are successful, but the journey was not that simple. The journey was
Exactly.
not bed of roses. So
Right.
what are those things, and how did they pivot? How did they assess, and did a changeover, or how did they navigate the ecosystem, and
Yes.
and then
Yes.
become successful, need to be told. That I think it is
Yes.
going to be a bestseller if somebody can compile it, and with the permission of those founders, which has so many failed companies
Yes.
in
We
the
should
journey.
we should always be doing new mistakes,
Yeah,
but we can
yeah,
always learn from what people have already tried and failed. It's good
yeah,
to know their stories. Yeah.
yeah,
Because everybody
absolutely.
wants to project a life which is optimum and which projects success. But success is like an iceberg phenomena. What people
Yeah.
see is the tip of the iceberg. What went into creating that success is a lot of hard work, lot of failures, lot of burning the midnight oil, lot of no family time, all those
Hmm.
things people need to understand. And when was the time the startup founder took a decision to pivot?
Yeah.
Because we all like to live in complexities, but people who have succeeded have learned to channelize things linear. Like if you're trying to solve too many things at the same time, you're
Hmm.
actually going for fatigue and brain drain. But if,
Yeah.
if you put your complexity and break it down into chewable bits with a timeline, of course, otherwise it remains a wish list. So I think things are doable. Make it simpler, make it linear, find your biggest constraint and work
Right.
on that. I
Hmm.
think that's the key. Your constraint could be you don't have the required expertise. Finance, everybody says yes. So then my next question is always break down your complexity with regards to funding or fundraising because everybody
Yeah.
says we need money. Then starts the real discussion. What is the breakup of your ask?
Hmm.
How are you going to utilize the funds? There we are able to tell them what's a flag for an investor and what could take it forward. Something like a founder saying, I want this much money for my salaries.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's a flag.
Yeah.
If somebody doesn't have a marketing budget, that's a flag.
Hmm.
Because a lot of startups come for advice. I ask them how much you have invested in your visibility first.
Hmm. Yeah.
And at the same time, there are startups who are actually crying, ma'am, we are bootstrapped. So I tell them being bootstrapped is good.
Yeah.
If you will not invest in your story, if you will not invest in your passion, how do you expect somebody else to invest in you?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
always tell
Uh,
them smile, bootstrapping is important because you have put money in your own passion.
Bootstrapping is the only way to go.
Yes.
When a family, a father and a mother, is raising their kid, a boy or a girl, they are investing, right? They are investing
Oh,
their
yes.
time, money, energy, everything to build you. There is
Yes.
no ROI at that point of time other than happiness, right? So
Exactly.
y- your customers should fund your expenses in a startup, and
Yes.
your
Yes.
investors should fund the growth.
Yes. Yes.
So if a founder
Fully agree.
goes to an investor with that mindset,
Exactly.
I have a MRR of $10,000, which funds my current expenses, and I am making $100 of profit before taxes, PBT. But I need $100,000 so that I can grow my MRR from $10,000 to $30,000, which will get me a profit before taxes to from $100 to $12,000 a month is the key to get funding.
Exactly. And Anshuman, I would like to say the social entrepreneurs, like I talk about, these, especially in the village people, they're not that educated per se with regards of management, business transformation, but I see their business sense is better than many startup founders, because
Absolutely.
they have realized, because they are not that well educated, they are not well aware of filling all these grants, going to pitch session. What I've seen is they sell, they make the product, they sell and put the money back in the business
Yeah.
rather than asking people to invest, or even asking their families to invest. This is also something which I've liked in the self-help groups and farmers I have worked in particular. They take their products to the market
Mhm. So true. I'll
and
tell you,
flowing the
if a,
money back.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
If a founder need to learn sales, they should just go on any busy intersection of the city,
Oh, yes.
stand there for 1 hour,
Yes.
and just follow one small kid selling car cleaners and cell phone covers and all, and see how fast they make decision that he
Yes.
or she in the car is a potential customer or not.
Oh, yes. And likewise, Anshuman, when we take courses on entrepreneurship, we have that immersive session on following a micro entrepreneur, which is
Mhm.
something like a Chai-wallah.
Yeah.
Now, is he formally trained? No, but he maintains inventory. He knows the peak hours when he has to sell, when his customers would be lining up. He's managing manpower. He has a fixed schedule. So learn from them. All these informal people, they're earning 25,000 to 30,000 per day.
Absolutely.
So follow a micro entrepreneur. I think that's also a must. This is something we do for the Chai-wallah editions, we call it, when we are taking
Yeah.
these courses for entrepreneurs. And
Yeah.
another thing we do is shadow a CEO.
Yeah.
At both ends, we do this, Anshuman. So one
Yeah.
is follow a non trained, formally trained entrepreneur, a nano entrepreneur who is doing wonderfully without any formal background or training. And at the same time, shadow a CEO, spend
Mhm.
full day with the CEO and see what motivates him to get up every day despite the hustle and despite things not working in his favor, lack in funding, lack in so many things. What makes him resilient? 3 years, you ask his story, how he
Mhm.
has survived without a proper office, without proper team. How did he make his first sales?
Yeah.
Did he get customer feedback? How was his customer discovery? When did he want to pivot? Or how many problems was he trying to save every time? Was he running after the shiny object?
Mhm.
Because that is something we all tend to do. What people are into, we try to offer them that. But does it divert us from a core value? Because a customer will always come back to you because of your values, what you have offered to him better than your competitors. So we go
Absolutely.
and we tell our young students to ask the CEO what are their core values, what is
Mhm.
their storytelling.
Mhm.
A repeat customer is a successful matrix. One who
Yeah.
is already sold from you, one who gave you feedback, because end of it, you will survive only if you have a customer.
Yeah.
And a
Yeah.
customer If it's repeat, that seals your confidence, Anshuman. So this is what
Yeah,
we tell our young budding
yeah.
entrepreneurs.
I completely agree with you, and I would like to just add on that. If one another very successful matrix is if you are getting referral customer from your existing customer.
Oh, yes, word of mouth publicity.
Word of mouth, it doesn't cost anything, and
Exactly.
that is the best because when you are doing any marketing under your brand, it is you talking about your product. When
Exactly.
somebody else is saying that, hey, I have used Anshuman and his company for talent management, go and talk to man, he's something else. That puts me to that high pedestal that I can even charge, 30% now because of that high recommendation that I got. So, and coming back on the competition, I always say,
Exactly. What people relate to you, what value you have offered to them, how the customer felt when they interacted with you or tried your product. I think that is most valuable. We all want to go back about how it made us feel. So,
yeah.
I'll also teach in my classes about USP. USP is about you and you delivering what the customer wants.
hmm hmm
Competition will always be there.
hmm
Know your competition is a must, but the customer will come back to you if they relate to you, if they relate to your quality, your values, your what you have brought to them, the experience. So, that is very important for a satisfied customer to prefer you in presence of competition. And on the
hmm
same time, Anshuman, there are certain startups who will say there is no competitor. I
hmm
said having competition is good.
Absolutely, absolutely. That is market
Exactly.
definition. The market is there.
Exactly. Exactly. They say we are the first ones. So I said, then you have not done your search or market analysis well.
Yeah, yeah,
Having competition and competition in a place like India would always be there. And like
yeah.
you were talking about the population in India, no, it's a crowded market. Always tell them India is mini countries. Forget your Tam, Sam song.
Yeah.
Know the broader aspects, but you're not going to serve the entire Tam, entire Sam. How well you identify with the song.
hmm
Know that.
hmm hmm
Because everybody wants to go global or have a pan country presence, but have a local presence first.
India is such an attractive country to investors and sellers of products also.
So it's visibility and promotion in a grand way. I
Grand
mean,
way.
it bears fruits. Like I was saying earlier, if you don't have a marketing budget, and you don't want to spend money on marketing, saying we are so small now, that's a big flag. You
Yeah,
want us to give you connects, you want us to give you network as mentors and advisors. But what have you done to ensure your visibility? As
yeah,
simple as Anshuman asking them, is your website functional?
yeah, yeah,
That sets the tone about their mindset.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Where will people find you?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about mentorship. Prior to recording, we did touch upon that subject, and I have my own feelings and reservations about the quote unquote mentors who are roaming around large cities trying to grab startup founders to come and join their cohort and all. What is your thought on mentorship, current market condition of mentorships in India, and how it can be changed?
So, Anshuman, I'll tell you, I'll start with a fun liner. Everybody is an expert on ESG, and everybody is a mentor or advisor these days.
Mhm.
But then I come to the point ESG is relatively new. Are they formally trained? Likewise, for mentorship and to be an advisor to a startup, What expertise do you have yourself? Are you speaking from your experience? Are you speaking from your convenience? Or are you the subject matter expert? And like I was telling you earlier, I have learned a word agnostic.
Uh-huh.
A mentor says he's agnostic. So he can mentor a agri-tech startup, he can mentor a medtech startup, he can mentor a social enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. But then, because they say the skills, GTM, scale up, customer discovery, could be tweaked accordingly. But then he would not have skills with regard to, say, a regulatory environment for a medtech device. So what matters more for a mentor and mentee is authenticity
Yeah.
and how well they connect. Something like it's essential for all walks of life. Were you prepared when you approached a mentor? Was research done by an incubator when a mentor was assigned to a startup? What
Mm-hmm.
I understand best from you, Anshuman, is that you're doing that matchmaking. But who is doing that matchmaking?
Mm-hmm.
Something like if you are chasing a funder who is not even interested in that area, so you'll be wasting your time with that person, making a
Mm-hmm.
pitch or escalator pitch or whatever you call it.
Mm-hmm.
So to know your ask and to know the skill set of your mentor, I think that is very important. So now there are a lot of avenues to read about people and also to understand how they fit in your story.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because everybody can share knowledge,
Yeah.
but it's you who need to decide if it's relevant to you.
Right.
So research, know about the people, and mentors should also be ethical in saying this is the expertise and this is how they can guide them further.
Yeah.
And formal capacity building and benchmarking should also be done for mentors and advisors. That's also something we can build upon, Anshuman, for the
Yeah.
ecosystem.
Yeah. Absolutely. And that is the need of the
Can I
hour.
can I can I
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
a
Go ahead.
pause? I need to plug in my charger.
Sure. 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 Yeah. So I completely agree with you. If you just look at orthopedic surgeon, uh, there are specialists who will just do hip and knee. They will not touch your hand.
Yes.
So they are orthopedic surgeons, and anything related to bone is comes under orthopedic, right? But they are so specialized that a hand surgeon is not going to touch your knee. Same goes with mentor. If somebody is saying agnostic, yeah, you could be agnostic at a 40,000 feet level, but when you have to come handhold and get on the grounds, get your boots on the ground and try to create a GTM for purpose and a profit social impact company, you don't
Yes.
even know those acronyms, forget about how to navigate.
We agree. So, there should be ethics in everything we do.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. And over time, people do realize if you're authentic or not. So, I guess equipping yourself with more knowledge is the key. Because I'll tell you from my example, Anshuman, I ran a communication project for Government of India. I'm
Hmm.
not a communication specialist, but because it had aspects of prevention. So there,
Hmm.
my being a microbiologist would have really helped. But then I was not aware about communication. So
Right.
I did a formal course in communication so that the team which I was hiring, they were all communication experts. They should not get the feeling that she doesn't know a bit a thing about communication.
Mhm.
So we should never be ashamed of upskilling ourselves. And here, Anshuman, I would actually say rather than competing with others, be the better version of yourself each day.
Yeah,
Upskill yourself, maintain the curiosity in you, go and take formal courses,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
call yourself agnostic if
absolutely.
you have acquired the skill set.
Mhm, mhm, mhm. Yeah,
Or
you can
even,
become the PCP, the personal care physician, and then
yes,
hand it over to a more specialized in
specialities,
that
yes.
specific area.
Yeah, and there's so much online sessions, so much good sessions you can attend. Take courses in artificial intelligence. Equip yourself with knowledge. I think there's no age to learn.
Mhm, mhm. No, I think, and in the Indian context, I would like to try to get more of you on your calendar so that we can record some sessions in Hindi for empowering startups and empowering the founders. And we can select a couple of topics. You give your examples and expertise and experiences in there, and then we can publish it at various platforms for the founders to come check it out, and then find the right path, because we are the lighting guides, who can,
Oh,
with
yes.
our own experience and the people that we know, and if need be, we can bring the expertise on the table to get those inputs. So with your permission, I would like to schedule it in the next following a week or
Sure.
so, and then start creating some content in there. I'm certainly very much interested in eCafe to know more about it, and start talking about that, how it can be implemented here in the
Sure.
Los Angeles area of California. Let's talk about the carbon market. On your LinkedIn, it is very unique the way you have crafted your LinkedIn top portion. And I do a lot of LinkedIn content. And just last month, I was doing a presentation how to dominate LinkedIn to IIT Alumni Association of Southern California, and it was well received there. And now I'm doing the same for the Thai group, the Indus Entrepreneur Group here in the US on 23rd of October. You started with portfolio living, strategic leader, empowering startups, HSGs, FPOs, NGOs, and corporate of sustainable impact. So let's talk about the carbon market and the portfolio living. What is portfolio living? And then we will talk about how to balance purpose with profit for social impact companies.
Yeah, so coming back to portfolio living, like I said, you only live once. I'm a microbiologist by training. I have my PhD and postdoctorate in biomedical research and a specialization in molecular biology. So for me, everybody asks me why you're working with startups now. You should have been
Mhm.
working in infectious diseases. So
Right.
I say that is my bread and butter because my chunk of the consultancy comes from there. And by the way, Anshuman, I'm a freelancer. I only work
Mhm.
for myself. So I wanted to have other things to fulfill. Something like I'm a foodie. I want to know who has put the food on my table, and I also want to know who has grown my food.
Mhm.
Because only two things are important in life: food and good food. Food that is free of chemicals, free of preservatives, free of additives, because we are what we eat. So, because of that passion, I started working with farmers.
Mhm.
I think your feet take you where your passion takes you.
Mhm.
Because of my passion for food, I went to villages, wanted to understand how they are growing food, how can they be organic, how can they be sustainable.
Mhm.
Because you asked me about carbon markets, this is from where I learned from them, Anshuman. It was
Mhm.
something like I've always seen these informal sons of the soil. They are rooted so well in core ethos, because they know what works. They have faced hardships. They have lived life, a life which has not been comfortable. They have taken quick decisions. They actually told me, and I'm quoting an example of a real farmer. He said, if I grow these many trees, I'll be able to capture more carbon and I'll
Mhm.
be able to claim more credits for it. For
Right.
plantation.
Mhm.
That's something wow. And he also knew in 3 years I can also convert a barren land afforestation.
Yeah.
So practical because government is giving green credits for this.
Yes.
So how many of us are aware of it? Because they are so rooted in the soil, they have ears close to the soil, their information is so up to date.
Yes.
They knew government started green credits. They understand by growing trees, they are reducing the carbon footprint.
Mhm.
They understand so well, and my focus got into working with them because carbon sequestration best happens with agricultural practices. So
Right.
these are farmers. We told them get a baseline assessment done of your soil, right? And let's build on interventions that turn it towards organic so that carbon sequestration post harvest can be better. So,
Mhm.
when I talk about carbon credits and carbon markets, my strength has been to work with farmers. And we roped in certain other startups which were doing satellite based mapping because agricultural lands are polygonal.
Mhm.
So, using satellite based imaging and GIS, they were able to tell about how crop production can be enhanced. And with
Mhm.
data captured from IoT of things, they could analyze the micro and macronutrients of the soil. So a basic soil sample which gets tested in the soil, and we started building on interventions like organic farming, going back to regenerative ways of farming, adding earthworms, vermicomposting, using bioenzymes for foliar spray, and adding coconut husk to add to the humus content. What I learned from my ground soldiers is that carbon sequestration can be enhanced. The
Mhm.
quality of soil can be enhanced. So the produce has sequestered more carbon, and then you can give it to industries to offset their carbon footprint. So this was Anshuman, like I was saying, everybody is a ESG expert. I actually learned from my farmers how to go about it, how to enter this market. And then we bring in all automation, all other farming inputs and outputs to enhance the process. We also built in zero cost organic farming in it. So, what I'm trying to tell you, because I've learned on the job, I've immersed myself to understand how things work on the ground. And then it's simply a matter of getting certifications which can make you sellable, because these are like stock exchange. Carbon credits are like stock exchange. You find the
Mhm.
right person who is looking to offset, and then you can get, like, there are multiple startups who are actually into the upstream and downstream business of carbon markets.
Mhm.
And government is also providing a lot of incentives so that these farmers can sell carbon credits to offset
Yeah.
for those people who are looking, who have been looking to reduce the carbon footprint. So this is how Anshuman and I have been working in the carbon markets with farmers.
Very
And
nice.
my consultancy fee is a cart full of fresh seasonal produce. and loads of clarified ghee. This is
Right,
what I
right.
get as consultancy. And my husband told me one day the berries which we have in our house are more than actually what the fruit seller has on his cart. Because these
Right.
villagers, they don't count when they shower affection. So I
Mm-hmm.
asked him, why have you got me so many berries? He said, we just climbed on the tree and got everything for you. So
Mm-hmm.
I must have had 25 kgs of a particular berry in my house as my consultancy fee. So, that's the pleasure of attracting good food. The
Yeah.
berries which were ripened on the tree, there were
Mm-hmm.
not any cold storage in between, fresh produce, direct from the farmers. So,
Mm-hmm.
that is how it adds up. What you want to do in life, that is your Ikigai. What's your
Mm-hmm.
purpose? What the world needs, and it's beneficial to you. And benefit is not always about money.
Mm-hmm.
Benefit, I say, Anshuman, is about these three things: name, fame, money.
Mm-hmm.
And you may get either or you may get all.